First Diddy party I went to was at Prince's house. So you want to go to Prince's house to the Diddy party where Tyrese is performing and Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher are swinging on swing. That is what's happening on the other side of the wall. And so the one thing that makes this party different than a Jamie Foxx party or any other celebrity party that wrangles a bunch of young women or guys or whatever too, is that Diddy didn't let you bring your security
problems.
That I don't know, right? What I know is that he was really health conscious. He was a vegan. He didn't abuse alcohol. I didn't know of him abusing drugs. He worked out, so, that also really concerned me because it made me think that, wow, so you mean you do all these things to take care of yourself and you die so young?
Your life and getting you into rehab.
Yes, he did. I had a long time kind of battling those things, and after my father passed, it got really bad. And so I called up Big Bruh.
Basically, Warner took over marketing and handled all the digital and physical distribution of Bad Boy entire catalog worldwide. That meant Warner now had their hands in everything from current to former Bad Boy artists. The deal secured Diddy's money, influence, and position in the game. And Diddy wasn't shy about it either. He said there have been a lot of boutique record labels that come and go, and we're still here. This gives us the financial structure and the right partners to stay strong in the music industry. He was flexing that alliance proudly, but behind the scenes, things were sketchy. Word is Prince may have known way more than he let on. He allegedly wanted nothing to do with Diddy or the madness tied to those infamous freak-offs. Jason Lee even said the first wild party he ever went to was at Prince's house. But here's what made it strange. No one was allowed to bring their own security. Like why? That level of control, what was being hidden? Maybe Prince saw too much and knew exactly who he was dealing with. So yeah, Prince really did let Diddy throw those wild no-rules parties at his house. That part's confirmed, but what if the real secret isn't that the parties happened? It's what was being recorded during them. Let's not forget, this is Prince. We're talking about meticulous, private calculated. The man was always 10 steps ahead. So now people are starting to ask the real question. What if those security cameras were running the entire time? What if Prince was capturing everything and he held on to those tapes or gave them to someone he trusted before he passed? That could explain why his name's now being whispered in connection to Diddy's trial. If that footage still exists, it could blow this case wide open. And that makes people wonder. And did Prince know too much? Could this even be part of the reason he's no longer here? Here's where it gets even more chilling. Before Prince died, his sister Tyka Nelson reportedly shared that he told her he was in trouble just days before his death. Now sure, the press used to say Prince and Tyka weren't that close, but that's not true at all. In fact, in 2018, Tyka publicly said they were very close growing up. Their parents had even told Prince that it was his job to look out for her no matter what. Wherever he went, she went, and their bond only got deeper over the years. Tyka even credited Prince with saving her life, saying he was the one who got her into rehab when she was deep in her own battle with addiction. So if she says he knew something was off before he died, why aren't more people listening? Because if Prince had proof and warned someone before he was gone, then this trial might be the moment everything comes to life. When Prince saw that the end was near, he didn't panic. He started preparing, and the one person he made sure was ready. His sister Tyka, according to her, Prince had been quietly getting her prepared for 2 years. That's not a man caught off guard. That's someone who knew something was coming. Tyka also opened up to the Minnesota Star-Tribune about the last real moment she shared with him. Just 4 days before he passed, she said Prince was distant, dodging her questions, switching topics, cracking jokes to avoid the truth. She was frustrated. She begged him to open up, but he just wouldn't. And they ended up laughing like nothing was wrong. She asked him straight up, "How are you really?" But he kept it all inside. Whatever was weighing on him, he wasn't ready to let it out, not even to her. That moment haunted her, and it speaks volumes about how much we still don't know. What we do know is that something heavy was on Prince's mind in those final days. Was it connected to Diddy? Could it be tied to what was going on behind those party doors? Was there really footage? That's the part we're all still trying to figure out, whether his name actually comes up in court or not. It's clear now. Prince knew more than anyone gave him credit for. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Prince had dirt on Diddy? Do you believe he left behind tapes that could change everything? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're loving these deep dives into the real drama behind Hollywood's curtain, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when the tea gets this hot. See you in the next video. Let's be real, this was Prince, a man who didn't drink, didn't smoke, and lived a pretty clean private life. So now people are really starting to ask the hard questions. Was his death actually just a tragic accident? Or was it something deeper, darker, something that didn't just happen, but was caused? Because if Prince truly had damaging information about Diddy, that's not just gossip, that's dangerous. And in the world of fame and power, dangerous people don't always make it out. Here's where it gets even more disturbing. Prince wasn't just pushing boundaries with his music. He was in a full-on war to protect his art, his legacy, and his freedom. And in the months leading up to his death, that war was turning into a roar. Prince had always been a rebel in the music industry. He refused to follow the rules. He challenged every norm. But what really made the industry nervous? He started fighting to own every single piece of his work. This wasn't just about royalties or a bigger paycheck. Prince wanted full ownership. No corporate gatekeepers, no labels calling the shots. He was fighting for control, and some of his biggest fans believe that's exactly what led to his downfall. For years, there's been quiet speculation that Warner Brothers, the very same label that signed him when he was just 18, may have had more to do with his death than anyone's willing to admit. Of course, nothing has been confirmed, but the whispers haven't died down, especially when you look at his long, complicated history with Warner. It wasn't just business, it was personal. Prince released his first few albums under Warner between 1978 and 1981. They didn't explode, but the label held on. They knew what they had, a creative genius in the making. Then, in 1982, things shifted. MTV had just hit the scene, and Prince broke into the top 10 in the US practically overnight. He mastered the music video format, using visuals like a weapon, creating a persona, a world, a myth. Then Purple Rain dropped in 1984, and the world changed. Prince wasn't just a star anymore, he was a cultural force. His fans mimicked his style, his attitude, even the way he moved. So while Prince was trying to break free, Diddy was locking arms with the same machine. So here's where it all gets even crazier. Warner didn't just do a deal with Diddy, they took control. They handled all marketing, both physical and digital distribution, for the entire Bad Boy catalog, old and new, worldwide. That meant every single Bad Boy artist, past or present, now had Warner's fingerprints all over their music. The move locked Diddy into a powerful position, financially and industry-wise, and he made sure the world knew it. Diddy openly flexed about it, saying that while other boutique labels had faded, Bad Boy was still standing. According to him, this deal gave him the financial muscle and industry partnerships to keep winning. On the surface, it looked like a smart business play. But behind closed doors, people were whispering. The rumors started circling that Prince may have known more than anyone realized. Allegedly, he didn't want any part of Diddy or the chaos surrounding those infamous freak-off parties. Jason Lee even said the wildest Hollywood party he ever attended was at Prince's house. But what stood out the most? Nobody was allowed to bring their own security. That kind of strict control had people wondering, what was really going on in there? What was being hidden? Maybe Prince had already figured out what kind of game Diddy was playing. So yes, it's true. Diddy hosted some of those wild parties at Prince's property. That's been confirmed. But the real question isn't about what happened at the parties. It's about what might have been recorded. Because let's not forget who we're talking about here. This is Prince, detail-obsessed, ultra-private, always playing chess while everyone else was still learning checkers. So now folks are asking, were the cameras running the whole time? Did Prince record everything? And if he did, what happened to that footage? Did he keep it? Did he pass it on to someone he trusted before his death? That could explain why his name is suddenly coming up in connection to Diddy's trial. Because if those tapes exist, they could change everything. And that's making people ask the hard question, did Prince know too much? And could that knowledge have played a role in why he's no longer with us? It gets even heavier when you hear what his sister, Tyka Nelson, allegedly shared. According to reports, just days before Prince died, he told her he was in some kind of danger. The media always painted their relationship as distant, but Tyka has since made it clear they were close, very close. In fact, she said that Prince was like a second parent to her. Their parents even told Prince it was his job to look after her, and he took that seriously. As they got older, that bond only grew. Tyka even said Prince helped her get clean when she was struggling with addiction, literally saving her life. So if she says he felt something was wrong before his death, why are we ignoring that? Because if Prince truly saw something coming, if he warned someone, if he prepared his sister for the fallout, then this trial could be the moment when all of that comes to light. Let's get into it in the comments. And if you're loving these deep dives into the real stories behind the headlines, don't forget to like, subscribe, and send this to someone who needs to hear it. Hit that bell so you never miss when the next round of truth drops. See you in the next one.